the guys that are here. We like to thank the press for coming out. Of course, we got Ken Hessler, we got Jack Overmeyer, Mark Abrams, Kurt Wolfheimer. The Daily News was here, but they had to step off and leave due to time restraints. And we got my man Daryl Cobb over there taking the photographer pictures, and of course George Hansen. I'd like to welcome everyone to Friday night. Yeah, George, my man George. I'd like to welcome everyone to Friday Night Boxing at the National Guard Armory, where Power Productions presents Boxing Ringside 51. It's our first show in 2014, and we are very excited about this particular event. We have some of the fighters that are going to be fighting on the show tonight, but the theme of the show that we were promoting is that for the first time in the state of Pennsylvania, as we know, as I know, that the commissioner has allowed a 17-year-old kid to turn professional. And it's a historical moment, it's an historical event, and it has a lot of political things involved in it for younger kids who want to turn pro, and that, you know, will give them something to strive for. So, Milton Santiago, stand up, Milton, real quick. Milton Santiago, just a little quick background on Milton in case you don't know. Milton had 196 amateur fights, I believe 196. It was 182 and 14. I don't know, he probably had about 150 knockouts or something like that. He was stopping guys left and right. And with 59 international champions among America and Puerto Rico. So we are excited to have Milton in the main event, and this is why we placed him in the main event, because of the fact that he is 17 and he is turning pro. And, you know, for a kid at 17, I guess it has to be, you know, a lot on his shoulders, and exciting for him to be able to switch from headgear and 12-ounce gloves to no headgear and 8-ounce gloves. So we're excited for him, and we're looking forward to a great show from him. Have a seat. Have a seat. Okay. Also, the show is also going to be broadcast on Go Fight Live, live tonight at the event, and we're also going to be broadcasting on Comcast Sports Network, which the first airing of the show will be on February the 17th. February the 17th is the first airing of the program, so if you don't get a chance, if you tell all your friends, I hope everyone comes out to the fight, but you'll be able to see it on broadcast on February the 17th at 7 o'clock, with a rebroadcast on February 17th at 11 o'clock. Okay? George Hansen, who's also one of the boxing writers, give it up for George. He won the boxing.
All right, George, all right.
Yeah, George. Me and George used to spar back in the day when we was coming up in boxing. That was my nemesis right there, boy. We used to go at it. Shit, they called him Chicken George back then. Me and George, but we've had a great relationship, man, and over the years. And George and Larry Tanami are going to be our play-by-play guys for the broadcast, and I'm excited for them guys. I've always said if we ever got to TV, me and Power Productions, I was going to bring them along for the ride. So I'm excited for them guys, man, to be having an opportunity to get some national exposure with Power Productions. So the fight card is lined up as such. Frank Trader, as you all know, was supposed to schedule a fight on our last show in October, but a late rib injury into his training forced him out of the fight. But we're excited to have Frank back on this production. Frank just signed a new contract with D&D Management. Let's give it up for D&D Management. Dr. Ricky, who you at, Doc? Stand up, Doc. Everybody know who you are. I'm sure everybody knows who Doc is. Right. So Frank is now under the management with D&D Management. So we're excited to be working with them guys. I've been knowing Doc for years, and we're glad that Frank's going to be back on the card. So let Frank say a few words. Here you go, Frank.
How everybody doing?
There you go, Frank.
First, I would like to thank God that everybody here tonight, everybody made up here safely, that we all got back home safely. And come Friday night, that I'm gonna get in the ring and I'm gonna display my talent, I'm gonna have fun, I'm gonna enjoy that night. And my opponent out here tonight, but I want to thank everybody for coming out, basically. And good luck to everybody that's fighting Friday night.
Any questions?
Frank, are you fighting at 130 or?
Yeah, 130.
130? Okay, good. You just had, what, about 10 months at the sport?
No, like 7, 8. Like 8.
8 months, okay.
Like 8 months. This is my last fight.
All right, good to see you.
Thanks.
Half of your fights have been up in New England, weren't they? The beginning of your career?
At the beginning of my career, like the first 5.
That's fine, okay.
Like first 5, first 6. Like first 5.
All right, wish you well. Praise the Lord, brother.
And how do you feel? You're getting close to weight?
Now I'm on weight. I'm cool right now. I'm on weight right now. It's just cold back here. It's just cold back here.
Get a lot of heat pretty soon from George, believe me. Right next to the fireplace. Look at it. Absolutely.
Let's give Frank a hand. Come on, put your hands together. All right. Frank's going to be fighting Israel Suarez. Israel Suarez is from Puerto Rico. He has a professional record of only 4 wins and 3 losses, but he's a tough, scrappy kid. You know, Frank's coming off a rib injury, so we wanted to make sure that we got him a decent fight, but we didn't want to put him in with no cold killer. So we're going to, you know, Frank's going to get some work, but you know, even these guys, man, that come with these records win. You know, they don't get W's just by looking like they want to fight. So, you know, even though you can't, you never fight a guy's record, you have to fight the guy that's in front of you. So we're looking for Frank to do some great things on Friday Night Showcase and look good on TV.
Is that still 8 rounds, Greg?
No, that fight has been reduced. It's been reduced to a 4-rounder. Unfortunately, I don't know if you all know, we probably have one of the toughest commissions in boxing. And although I love Greg Serb, he's a great guy, you know, and I support him in his decisions. So, you know, he makes the decisions, I just follow the rules.
You stand alone, brother.
Hey, well, you know, the man lets me, you know, have a job, more or less. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to do shows. So I gotta thank him for that. So, you know, we just gotta follow along to get along, you know. Next, I'm excited to have, we got Anthony Flores on the card. Let's give it up for Anthony Flores. Anthony's been out of the ring for a minute, as you all probably well know. He hasn't fought since he had that disappointing loss down at the arena about a couple years ago. But, you know, I hear from the grapevine that Anthony's doing some great things and training real hard. And, you know, I always had a liking for Anthony when he was with Vaughn, training down there in Johans and doing things down there. So Anthony's going to be fighting a 6-round fight. He's fighting a guy by the name of Rameses Gill. I can't give you Rameses' record.
It's 9-7.
9-7. Rameses is 9-7. He's a tough kid that can fight. Now, if you look him up, he's been in there with some pretty decent fighters. He's not no cakewalk.
Beating a couple undefeated kids.
Yeah, he beat a couple undefeated guys, right? So if you look at his record, you'll see that he is a tough kid. And you know, I take my hat off to this kid right here for taking the fight for his first fight coming back. Yeah, give it up for him. That's right. That's right. Yeah. You know, in boxing, you know, you got to do one or two things, man. Either you can fight or you can't. And you know, and you know, everybody you fight's not going to have one arm and a leg. So you got to be able to fight. You got to be willing to fight guys that are willing to fight you. And that's what I like about, you know, this kid here, that his team never questioned me once. I called him up, said, this is who I got. Fink, who was his trainer back there, said, G, make the fight. And that's what we did. So I'm excited for that. That's going to be a good 6-round fight on the card. It's going to be good. And we're looking for big things for Anthony, man. I'm hoping to be working with him moving forward in 2014. Here, and say a few words.
Just want to thank Greg for the opportunity to fight on this card. Everyone who came out, my trainer who took me on, and we're going to do some great things. Exciting to be back in the ring after a couple years. And obviously this is a tough guy. So I have to have a strong performance, and I believe I will.
I always enjoyed watching you fight. The only thing that was real clear is Tulp's always had you in the soft. Anyway, outside of that, did he ever overpay you? That's what I'm asking.
Did he ever overpay me? I don't think there's such thing.
I know that's right.
Anthony, have your back.
Anthony,
Thank you.
why now?
Why now? I had to take a bit of time off. Sometimes you just need some time to regroup, get your mind together, get focused, mature a little bit. I feel I got that number back, and I'm excited for what's to come.
How's it feel to get back? I mean, obviously getting back like this, and getting back down the weight and getting back in shape. How's it feel? How tough was it?
It wasn't tough, you know, when you train hard and the weight comes down easy. More exciting than anything else. You know, to have that feeling to get back in the ring, you know, the pre-jitters and things of that sort, it's all part of the game, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Any expectations for what the fans will see on Friday night?
Good things. Good things. Yeah.
1:30?
1:39 is fight.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The place should be a buzz.
Good seeing you back.
Thank you.
Yeah, we looking for some big things with Anthony. You know, kid can fight, man, and so we hope he gets back on track and gets back on his horse. Next we have Ricardo Cabrera was supposed to fight, but ran into a couple situations, so he's not going to be on the card. Sultan Satan, he is fighting. He's going to be fighting a kid by the name of Mike Erosa, who was also from Puerto Rico. I don't know too much about Sultan. I got a chance to meet his father. He's managed by Jimmy Diorio, who you all know. And Jimmy's a very good friend of mine. He called me up and asked me to put the kid on the card. And, you know, for Jimmy, I said, sure, not a problem. I saw the kid box in the gym. It seems like he can fight. So we're excited to see what he can do. So he was unfortunate he couldn't make it. Yes.
He can fight.
He can fight?
He can.
Okay, yeah, they tell me he can fight. We'll see.
How many rounds?
He's only going to be fighting 4 rounds. He's 2-0. Kid he's fighting is 0-1. But, you know, again, I understand that this kid Rosa comes to fight, and he's a pretty tough kid. So, you know, we're looking for that to be a good fight as well. Next, we have this guy here. You all know him, Emmanuel Foley. Give it up. Yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy. Yeah, I like Emmanuel. This is his third fight with Power Productions. He's 3-0, but this is his third fight with us. He had a fight on that card a couple weeks ago, and he's trained by Buddy Osborne from Rock Ministries. Give it up for Buddy Osborne. Yeah, buddy, how you doing? Buddy Osborne, and my man Kevin right here, who's also works his corner, who's a sergeant at the Philadelphia Police Department. Give it up for Kevin, the police department. Man, I like the kid, man. Buddy won't give me a contract. I've been trying to get one. He keeps sweating me, man, making me sweat about it. But you know, it's been a long time, man, since I had a real liking for a kid. I mean, the last kid that I had under contract was Alberto Santiago, that you all know very well, and or knew very well. Alberto was a great fighter and a hell of an asset for Power Productions. So we're looking for big things for Emmanuel, man. Whatever he wants, he got it. You know, I'm gonna keep him working and keep him fighting. I enjoy working with these guys. They're a pleasure to work with. And you know, Emmanuel, bring it. You know, one thing for certain, 2 things for sure, Jack. It's gonna be a fight if you in there with Emmanuel. So I apologize for throwing your name wrong on the posters and flyers. I'll make sure I get that correct.
Next time.
That's an error on my part. My graphic guy and I were a little.
He's put it in his purse. It'll be okay.
Yeah, I bet it will be. Emmanuel's going to be fighting a pro debut kid out of Chicago. His name is Jose Luis Fernandez. Jose Luis Fernandez is a scrappy kid. I mean, he had about close to 20 amateur fights. He hasn't been training in a minute. It's been a couple years, but they tell me the kid can fight, and he comes to fight. So, you know, he's never been in easy from day one. I mean, the last fight he had on our card, he fought that southpaw, and we didn't even know it was a southpaw. And the kid gave him a whole bunch of work. And so, you know, Manny took him a couple rounds, but he kind of figured it out around the 3rd, 4th round, and almost got the kid out of there and got out with the W. So we're excited about Emmanuel Foley. Me personally, as Power Productions promoter, I'm excited. And I'm sure you all are going to be as well. So you're not going to want to miss this kid fight come Friday night. Emmanuel Foley, give it up for him.
I want to thank Greg Robinson for having me on the card again. Thank you for those words. On a serious note, I want to dedicate this fight to a female friend of mine who was struck and killed by a car right around the boulevard, Samara Banks. Her birthday is going to be the day after the fight, so I knew what I had to go in there and do. And, can't go wrong with boxing. I'm looking forward to doing great things this year. Have some big things coming up for me. Training camp was good. Just putting finishing touches out there. So just touching up in a few areas, but come Friday night, I know what I have to do. We're going to be smart. We're going to fight sharp, and I'm going to tell you, buddy. I see him over there smiling. We got a solid team, a strong, solid team, and I'm just thankful to have many guys around me. And have my conditioning coach over there, Johnny Rivera, always has me in shape all the time. And I have my boys back there. Eddie Houston, he just graduated out the Police Academy. I have his dad, Eddie Sr. right next to him, and my boy Kevin Williams.
All right.
Good amateur fighter. So hopefully he'll be making that transition over to pros sometime later on this year. I just want to thank God, first and foremost. I'm just blessed with the skill and the talent, and I'm ready to put it on display.
Manuel,
Yes, sir.
I'm a little confused. I don't know how old you are.
21.
Are
I'm
you 6 or
14.
24? Because your birthday is on leap day.
Leap year.
And I don't know if that makes you 6 or 24.
I'm 5 right now. But 22. I'll be 22 soon.
Could you stand up, show us your back a minute?
Oh yeah.
That's how you spell Foley. Let's get it right.
If I may, I want to congratulate you, Greg, and the whole crew up here and everybody who came out on this not so great night, weather-wise, and you all deserve a lot of credit. It's not easy to put on a pro boxing show, and you guys go up against a lot of different obstacles. You young guys that are out here today, the ladies and the guys that came out, you all deserve recognition, so much respect.
Who is ringside 51? What is that?
Well, I don't know. I guess I wanted to copy off of the UFC guys, how they name their shows. So about 3-4 shows ago, I sat down, I said, scratching my head, like, how many shows have I done over the years? My first show was November 19th, 1999. And I started thinking, I said, wow, it's been 14 years. And I started thinking, I counted them, and how I was able to count them. I could be missing some, I don't know, but I went to my storage closet and started pulling out posters and flyers, and I started counting them and lining them up. And a few shows ago, I was at 48. So I started at Boxing Ringside 48, and then we moved on from there, Boxing Ringside 50, and this is my 51st show as I know it. It could be more, but it's my 51st show according to posters and flyers that I have in my home. That's why I'm at Boxing Ringside 51. Hey, what? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It ain't easy.
The question is, how many has he covered?
Jack has been part of Boxing Ringside Power Production since day one. Day one. Day one was out.
Never paid it for a ticket.
Yeah.
Who are the other people? Who's Battle Strong, Pond Lahek?
I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that, Jack.
Jack,
We're going to get to that in a minute.
He wasn't going to get to it, and you know it.
Yeah. So, well, Boxing Ringside is a trademark name that I have trademarked at the time when I started Power Productions. I think back in 2001, I did my first televised event was on Service Electric TV, which was out of Reading up in that area, Lancaster somewhere. Service Electric TV, and we were looking for a name for a TV series. So we came up with Boxing Ringside. So I had that patent, I had that trademark, so if anybody tries to use that, I'm going to sue them. But hopefully they don't. I don't see it nowhere else but on a Power Production show. But that's us, Boxing Ringside 51. Battle Strong Boxing. Battle Strong Boxing is a management team by Miles Gonzalez and Eddie Woods. Let's give it up for E&M Management. Where is it somewhere? You all know Miles. Miles Gonzalez again has been part of Power Production since day one. And I didn't even know Miles when I started doing promoting. Again, I've been in boxing since 1978, but I never knew Miles until I started putting that first show together. And he had a fighter that we put on the card, Kick the Ram. And that's when I met Miles, and me and Miles and I have been the best of friends ever since. Miles has gone over and beyond the Call of Duty and his support and help for keeping these shows together and helping me put these shows together. So I can't thank Miles and Eddie Woods enough for their support over the years. So give it up for Miles and Eddie one more time. Battle Strong Boxing, that's who they are. Pine Hockey. Pine Hockey is one of our major sponsors for this particular event. They are actually one of the sponsors who is sponsoring Milton Santiago. They are a law firm out of Philadelphia, New Jersey and New York, based in Philadelphia. The head lead attorney of that company his name is Sam Pond of Pond and Lee Hockey. They are a workers' compensation law firm and Social Security disability benefit law firm. So if you have a workers' compensation problem or you're not getting your checks on time and your disability checks, go look them guys up. They make sure you get your money. All right, so we're excited to be working with them. I can't thank them guys enough for their support in Boxing Ringside 51. Who else we got on there? Yeah, that's it, right? Who else? Chicky and Pete's, and
Is the ring announcer going to be the congressman for the whole show?
oh no, sir. Congressman Bob Brady. We're excited about that. Congressman Bob Brady is going to be the ring announcer for the main event, which will be Milton Santiago. Congressman Bob Brady is friends with some friends of friends, and they called me up and said, hey, Congressman wants to come. What am I telling you? No? So, I said, sure, by all means. So,
Does that mean now they're going to shovel the snow from your front door?
say it again? One more time. I missed
Does that mean now you're going to get the snow shovel from your front door?
Yeah. Well, listen. It's supposed to. We're going to have a snowstorm tonight, the evening tomorrow morning. It's supposed to start around midnight tonight. Snow until about 5. Trust me, I've been on the weather like white on rice. It's supposed to snow until 5 o'clock. Then it's going to turn over to ice and freezing rain. And then somewhere around 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, it's supposed to be all rain for the rest of the day. And they're talking about torrential downpours towards the later part of the day. So I'm thanking God for that, that He's going to wash that snow away and get it out of the way so we can have a good night Friday night. Friday's going to be partly sunny, or I should say partly cloudy, about 32 high, about 32 degrees. So it's going to be a nice night out, so there should be no excuse for nobody not being able to come. The snow will be gone out the way. There won't be plenty of parking, and traffic should be okay. I'm looking forward to that. I also want to thank Sumo Steaks. Sumo Steaks is a steak shop over there on 22nd Street in North Philadelphia. They make a great sandwich. They only have one location that I know of right now, but Billy, who is the owner of Sumo Steaks, is a great guy, and he supported us in our last event, and he's supporting us in this one, and so I'm thankful for him. Of course, I always give homage to the Breast Cancer Foundation. I always try to support them. My mother is a survivor of breast cancer. She's 15 years now, survivor, and so, amen, thank you, praise the Lord. So I'm always thankful for them, man, because they really helped us out during that time of crisis when my mom was suffering with that disease. So I always give them a plug whenever I can. Of course, the Philadelphia Police Department, the Philadelphia Fire Department. I work with them guys. Commissioner Lloyd Ayers is a very good friend of mine, and I shouldn't say very good friend, but he's a friend. We know each other. We have done business together, and so I always try to give the Philadelphia Fire Department a plug whenever I do shows. And I've been working with the police department for years, using fighters that are former fighters that are police officers. And the fact that this kid is, are you on the force now? Are you training or what?
I just finished up my last process, so.
He just finished up his last process, so he's on the way. So the Philadelphia Police Department is great. You know, they keep us safe. You know, they do what they need to do, and we're glad to have more additions to that. So without further ado,
The snow's starting, I see it, let's go.
oh yeah. Well, see, this is what happens when these guys don't come and don't show up. You don't know, can't get them all in. We have Antonio DeBosa's fighting on the card as well. He trains out of Schuler's Gym. Give it up for Schuler's Gym. Yeah. Schuler's Gym. Yeah, they've been around for a long time, man. Percy does a great job down there at that gym. With those kids down there, and he opens his door to a lot of fighters, and so we thank Buster for his contribution to the boxing community and to the community in a whole. But Antonio DeBosa's fighting, and we just added Derek Webster to the card. Derek Webster is going to be fighting. Hold on a minute. Miles, what's the kid's name? Miles, what's the kid's name Derek's fighting?
Julio Garcia.
Julio Garcia, also out of Puerto Rico. I had to go to Puerto Rico and get a lot of opponents for this show. These guys in America, man, they don't want to fight nobody. So I said I'm going to go to Puerto Rico and bring guys in from there who want to fight.
Angel Concepcion. Concepcion. Yeah, is he fight down there?
Oh yeah, Concepcion. What's his first name? Angel Concepcion. He's going to be fighting Brian Donahue. You all know Brian Donahue. He's a stable horse. Brian fights anybody and everybody. So, Brian don't turn down nothing but his collar. When it comes to boxing, he don't mind fighting. So that's going to be. I think that's going to finish out our card unless we get some last positions.
You got Cyclone here from Boulder.
Cyclone, yeah, Cyclone Wise. Well, let me tell you about Cyclone Wise. Cyclone was scheduled to fight, and he may still fight. I don't know. I'm still debating that because when I, initially agreed to put him on the card, we agreed to fight him at 126. He calls me on Friday, says he wanted to fight at 136. Boxing is not a yo-yo. You can't go from 126 and I, spend weeks fighting an opponent, and then you tell me you want to fight at 136 a week before the fight. So I'm going to know. The kid trains at Boise. Bosie's a very good friend of mine. The kid's dad is an okay guy. I know him not too personally, but I had a chance to talk to him. And so if I can get the kid back at late in the stage of the game, we'll put him on. But I can't say if it's going to be definite or not. So, but we're going to work with. Yes.
Is Dennis Douglas off the show?
Dennis Douglas is off the show. He was scheduled to fight. I don't know if you all know, but Dennis entered into a tournament out in California, and he won the tournament. And the promoter out there was very pleased with his performance and asked him to stay out there for another series. I think it's a reality show, if I'm not mistaken. And they asked him to stay for an additional series. So he decided to stay out there, and I respect that. I respect that. So, he's doing what he has to do for his career. And we all got to eat. So, I take my hat off to the young man. But we're going to work with what we got. We're going to have a great show as we always do. We're going to... Who is that? Derek, come on up here.
Take it to the back. All right.
Yeah, just talking about you. Come on up here. Johnny, come lately. What's up, Jack? Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Derek Webster, give it up for Derek Webster, please. Yeah, Derek. Undefeated king, that boy is there. 14-0. How many knockouts you got? 7? 14-0 with 7 knockouts. Derek has been on several Power Production cards in his early part of his career, and he's always been an exciting fighter. And I don't know, I saw Derek fight last year in the resorts. I don't know if anyone saw that fight, but he was there. He was in the war there, boy. They was getting it on. And Derek ducked down deep, and was able to pull it out. And I was really impressed with his performance and his able to dig down and bring that out. So we're excited about Derek fighting on the card. We're going to give him a stage to perform on, and he's going to get a chance to do his thing. And we hope for good things for Derek. Give it up for Derek.
How y'all doing tonight? Sorry about the late arrival. I definitely want to thank Ray Robinson for putting me on this card. It's been a hard road for Team Webster. As y'all know, I was a middleweight that got forced to super middleweight to light heavyweight just so I can get some fights. So I'm definitely looking to maybe campaign back at middleweight or super middleweight. If I could run in any one of the divisions. After this fight, we're going to take a tune-up, and after that, looking for something big. So any promoters out there that got somebody that want to get it on with, we can do that. But we're gonna put on the show. I'm a totally different fighter, man. I mean, training with Roy Jones, being on these championship camps, I got so much experience, and I shocked myself, honestly, in the things that I do in the ring, the things that I create. So this Friday, y'all want to see something, I promise y'all be on your feet. Thank you.
He's gonna run a division. Y'all heard that, right? He's gonna run a division. That's what's up, Chan. Give me a high five. I like that. That's good confidence. So, yeah, that's what we need. Hold on, Jack.
Derek was nice enough to come to the Frames Boys and Girls Club like a year ago or so in Delaware. So kids really enjoyed him there.
That was a really big opportunity. I mean, a lot of fighters that I'm around that's on my level, like, I just choose to be a little different. You don't gotta make billions to give back, you know, and I take what I do have, and if I could just help anything out, whether it's me just coming to talk to the kids or doing any of the charitable work I do, I mean, that's honestly a part of my makeup. You know, I don't want to be just known as just a fighter. You know, all of us, our careers could be over tomorrow, and when I leave, if I retire, if I quit, if I just can't fight, I want to be known for more than just a fighter. You know, so if I can help out, that's what I choose to do.
All right. I mean, you know, you guys sit out there, you watch these fights, you see these guys come to perform, but it's dangerous, man. A kid just died over the weekend down in Mexico. 33-year-old kid fought a 10-round fight, and in the last round he got stopped, KO'd, and never recovered. So it's a dangerous sport. It happens. So, you know, we gotta, you know, support these guys and whatever they do, man, outside the ring as well as inside the ring, because you never know, man. You never know. So. But what we all came out for, and the reason we're all here is all that because we're doing a great show. But we got this 17-year-old kid, man. We throwing him out to the wolves. You know, we throwing him out there. You know, he's going to have to be a man. He's no longer a kid after Friday night. He's going to have to step up and be a man. And so we welcome Milton Santiago to the stage, and we are thankful to have him perform. He's part of E&M management team, which is Raja Design and Eddie. They managed the kid. He's trained by his father, Milton. Where he at, Milton? Milton Sr. Milton Sr. back there. If you all have ever been to a power production show at the Blue Horizon, they used to be my intermission entertainment. His dad would take him when he was this little, 4 or 5 years old, and he was doing pad work like pros. And I was like, wow, scratching my head like that. One of these days, you know? And you see stuff like that, but then kids get in trouble, they get in drugs, and they get to the streets and end up in jail and all that other stuff. But this kid was able to keep it clean, man. He's a Christian, by the way, praise the Lord. And which is why he has the name El Santo. He loves his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and he's a great kid, and he's going to be doing some great things, and we're excited to be having him at his first professional fight. Me as a promoter, to have that history with Milton Santiago. So without further ado, Milton Santiago Jr.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank God for this opportunity. To put me on this card. I'd like to thank my dad, my trainer, Pedro Rivera, for helping me out. I'd like to thank Maz and Eddie, for always helping me out and always being there for me. I'd like to thank my strength and conditioning trainer, Jason Sargis, for preparing me for this fight. I'm ready to go out there, show the world what I can do. It's an honor to, be a 17-year-old, first 17-year-old fighter to, make a sport debut in Pennsylvania. I'd like to thank Rick Sir for allowing me to fight in this card, and it's going to be a great show. There's a lot of great fighters on this card, and I can't wait to go out there and take care of business.